Mamen Kyle say the carbon on the road that say can MPP Amanyuko no one church for a year paying and son of the Osu Yera John Boadu abetenase and the yeka said ye said yet in the sanity there or no so Edin who see ho so Yamea Adom Bereno so say the New Patriotic Party national chairmanship position say a kwanya no beto party for entinase yes here for entinase now the new power and on to us na intimi enwie peyo ema the New Patriotic Party and by extension Mother Ghana. Middleman Hene Kobna Santi. If we sabe kopem se na nkoroba pa military you enum is Belgium we near 5 track cry in terms of our segmentation and the fiama kwata makro ya da kwasinsia ya da sister Sandia se ya da kejua enso ase anafe ya wa wajibere so awhwetie nyina so ya da wase okwanso so from A to Z Brad the party edi nkugu no ene bosome nsun a ewo mi nwotwi edi na so far ban a onja atumi ma omo no omo na montu no aye ni so na and then the New Patriotic Party obviously things are follow apart to the extent that the center is not holding, and anytime the center is not holding, anarchy the end product ojitum sana onjintum sana so how do we go about it? Don't forget, Abai Ebon Hosa for Hine up to this morning that on matters of fuel, on matters of welfare of the Ghanaian, on matters of the dollar to the cedi, and on matters of cocoa, they are modern. Again, that extension of road to ensure say corruption or be minimized, and I say, Nipabe Shuru, Katashani Poreno, Abai, the measurement, and the yardstick, no, and 170 and other matters be of relevance to our conversation in area John Boadu Emekasa. Didi kan mama manachi na menena se britia we be yi na sotie no wogitu mu se obetimi ne yedi enkomo, and this is not the first time almost all the time be abeto nsafre no apart from yare tie uso Christ bi so yi yade na owu biribia da mo frame ya meba wadi eso me amai pepepe afishapa because it's been a long time jeda long time
I think about it. Yes. But me follow you from afar.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that you've been doing very well.
Yeah, that's it.
We won't go for name how far you've been in this game.
In the game.
With you, no, so no, because of the experience
and
objectivity, no. I think I'm not surprised as well. You've been able to hold on to your own. Not only on this show, your afternoon program has been very positive over the years.
Baba Jamani, Amma Benua, Dunyami for the crazy radio good. You can't stand it. It was so.
This is a I think that you see, I don't see that kind of hot critical analysis of late about issues and position.
You are shifting from Sabrino to personality.
A shifting to personality thing no started after 2009. How baby a political discussion no better than you remember
blackmail characters
the death of Professor Bells at that time. Oh, those kinds of a Honda Rollins car said babies with sharp teeth, a buy, and after that, Nama discussion because one say ubu one their own yebium because
so you observe that space. Are you worried? How do we cure it?
I'm worried because my critical analysis of issues to the extent say even in our campaign, general elections. Besides say okay, NDC for say 24-hour economy. Did we have any debate on it? No.
Because they omoni swadi hunu kese pa omode ba. Enti omoni nyina no. E dey say the
CC debate, there discussions there yeah. Discussion there.
At the
end of the day, here and a serious matter. Major policy I will say no na obey no. Oba them afen na obey secretariat crown na mobile policy no. You should have come in government with your policy.
To the correct.
Because we now use a bicycle to fund a policy also and it will vision our.
But all bands from
will be a the The here say, you see, and it makes it very difficult for us. Like for instance, ended the about cocoa prices. Say, and this for no more alternative day. Alternative where they say at that time, you know, almost say 70% of the FOB price, you know, you're around 7,000. At that time. Imagine say new patriotic party tuaya. In fact, this time, see the no gaining strength against the dollar, no. In fact, and this is for no better cocoa price, no swana. And so argument they should stop it. The fact of the matter is that reality has hit us. Because the determination of cocoa prices, no, involves a lot of things more than just the price, the exchange rate. And sometimes, you know, you can say, oh, see the round against the dollar, no, akosura. And you'll be a benefit too.
It's true.
Beneficial to importers. But it goes strongly against primary production people or people who export products. Cocoa farmers are the worst off in this arena. Worst off. Because the price, the CD has fallen
10,
about
25.
almost 50%. So 50%, you know, could have been translated. Or even 15 cedis per dollar. In cocoa price, I hear 3,200 as a day. In Quebec, 4,800 without government doing anything. I buy in yesterday, crown, price, no. So and yet, for instance, assume we say, oh, a dime or ton. Now, pricing in dollars, for instance. Now,
some 8 months back, now $450,000. And that same $450,000 a trillion.
About 450%.
And I make a trillion.
You are 450 and the calculation bed, $400,000. Say 15, 15 amount 6 million. 15 amount 6 million. 6 million. Say na 10 amount 4 million. What worker 2 million. And these are costs involved in, you know, some of them are imported in dollars and all that. Into what worker? Until no economic management. And yes, a follow because I follow so no upe dollar na they are import. Even importers are also almost benefiting. They are not getting the dollars in the various banks.
But what's the reason?
They still, the reason is that dollars nankasa niho.
But oko black they only be.
Only at a higher cost. You can't say be new. Sabi you can't obika say emo me and not just emo me o. Sika na uni.
But obet ma to be.
Obet to be at me. Uto emo 100 Ghana and now 500 Ghana o me. Obe me. But if you see can 20 so me dey me pay more. Me pay gobe. You understand?
Sika na uni.
Sika na uni. It say who say video ah. Na just say sika na video. Who pay video obenya. Obi kase o me nya baby rent obo uni sika. Who was car obenya baby wo airport this year obenya rent and who was car to me to be. You understand? Who say their air corner artificial? Because you see
you believe in that?
I'm telling you, say I share the world economy.
When government believes a certain
then
and I'm be checking a certain discipline physically and all those things. And
the only thing so far in Niama Bay na buying the dollars a year. Either repayment of our loan and interest and principal. So far for the past 8 months, you back your loans. Nkofo ye did your contractors are ombe here sikane dia be fraud for the past 8 months. Market to add and down call.
But that's at our expense. Because interest on delay payments is very
oh, there be there things so they say interest on delay payment in this country. Oh, I buy the oka. No delay now into your car, Obama interest. They don't pay. Nobody pays. Because the only time I make sure is our policy, in 2008, Akufo-Addo, bafo fraud. your manifesto you state clearly say buy the oka na a bro so at a given time now you bet your interest on it. Now they don't pay. Nobody does that.
Why?
That is what it is. Into osika na wa buy ho na uti anye na sika ni depreciate to a certain level wa boka sanity. Into over the period, you know, payment and keep spiral economic activities anyhow.
They're locking it all.
New projects are expected say and also lock it down. It naturally no BBI standstill.
But and
sir. The other thing too is that BBI standstill no. Economic activities na enkoso. Income levels no, revenue no emba. The more economic activities enkoso no, the less resources body Mpensenpensenmu or the ejuma. The other aspect of it is that because of that thing, you know, that on at force and say, oh, they've been able to bring debt to GDP ratio. You've been able to do that for what? Oh yeah, then now yeah. Because the dollar component of the debt, you know, because the CD has appreciated about 50%, you know. So I can also in CD terms.
Because of your
it's the money quote in dollar terms. Suppose the debt because your debt be. So what your debt stock now? Now because the debt stock now about for.
So automatically you see can
that level about for particularly in CDs. If it is in dollars, because you've not paid, you know, it's a better. So sometimes you have both figures now. Just as some boy. Ya two cocoa so utie cocoa border you must 67% of the FOB price into then it translates into 4% increase in the cocoa price.
Oh
yeah, it translates into 4%. 4%. This is the lowest ever increment in our country.
So when we use the CD's performance as one of the reasons why I'm creating to be feeling the end product of acquire 128 now, it doesn't hold.
It holds, but the reality is that the cocoa farmer is worse off. You understand? And one other thing I may share, yeah, because we share computation of the cocoa price now. There's a rollover of 360,000 metric tons from the previous year's cocoa season. Now, yedi abeka hon sa negative. Yedi abeka hon na affect cocoa farmer. No. What has cocoa farmer got to do with that? Cocoa farmer no, yes, obeton cocoa beans to partners at $2,600 last year. And I went to be Anton, went to be on supply, and then ABI was sort of 4,800. Now see, the amount to be on supply 2,600. May the Abekan the amount supply and then a weighted average. What has the cocoa farmer got to do with that? What has the cocoa farmer got to do with that?
Genuine say when you know politicking. How do we drift from that?
That's why I get very sad as a country where your industry the total income in the cocoa industry is around $200 billion. Those who does the primary work production, they get only less than 10%. No, even less than 5%. Sika farmers, dia cocoa and kasanya in the industry, almost $10 billion. Meanwhile, the entire income stream of the cocoa industry, production, manufacturing, financing, over $200 billion.
And we are going less.
And we are fighting at where the 10 billion. Yeah, discussion in the cocoa industry is not to add value. It's not to look at the markets. It's not to it's just about pricing. And the way Belgium cocoa burn. But they earn no less than $50 billion in the cocoa industry.
We are also major in the world.
Yeah, we are major. We get just less than $5 billion. $5 billion in the crown. You to me because boss Oba be say asotia.
I said to say no so maka say mo twa syndicate.
You travel last year. You travel last year. Exactly, I travel because very. I tell you, it's so sad. Say a country, cocoa industry, be say 80 years this year.
We cannot showcase anything.
We cannot showcase anything. You that's what Bobby Siampo and Sawato cocoa. You try your hands on production. Can you imagine? Who's the name of cigar?
Yeah.
Cocoa processing company.
Yeah.
Omo koji sika de revamp omo machinery omo increase omo capacity omo refuse omo beje working capital ti no money come dey produce. You have a company like I'm talking about general things. It's not about criticizing NDC or what. I'm talking about Ghana. We have PBC. Wow. There were other cocoa buying entities. We are private. They are working effectively. But buying there no aboka your cocoa processing company or the cocoa board car over $80 million.
I mean, General Minimo, why do we always see?
Because the critical thinking, the critical analysis of issues, so you're touching it. Into obi to say to force your finance minister this year. Ujina platform so to be say I buy any 3 more thing or send go to cocoa farmers 6,000. Also nim say calculation of FOB no any spot price. So also nim say cocoa price then increase ko 10 billion increase ko 10,000 per metric ton because there were shortages. So production increase within 2-3 years, price no ever form. Price no at $7,000 dollars per metric ton, all-time high. Aqua nanka 2,000, 3,000. Into we are buying, you don't just take decisions like that because imagine say we're so naive as they were pushing, and this is for no pushing. Yeah, naive. Pony come out 5,000. Per metric per cocoa bag na you come out 5 cedis gra nke no you ho akire but because of politics because of low the quality of our thinking
dishonesty too much.
Wow,
we know because, the truth but we shift depending on where we sit.
Who can obi so nimo
ignorance.
Honestly, ignorance na me jidi say so. Apart from this,
okay, so
apart from being dishonest, I'm saying ignorance na so.
Nima yi nimu so wasoro pa.
I don't wasoro.
Dishonesty.
It will compete fairly. You understand? A man here very difficult for us. It is this here no farmers need so. And farmers need so. Do you know the implication of this? Say bibia wo alternative uses. As I say no more no. Don't bet you use the galamsey. Most of the cocoa producing areas are areas that are rich in minerals. Because yan to so kese no labor cost no entumi nkosoro. Bade ni omoji be say 80 Ghana per day. And no cry no because of free SHS in no unyan ko for cry be bade na ma. Obi an school. You understand? There one go school no okoye oko galamsey site obetumi nya be say 200 Ghana cedis per day. Until why would the person want to come and work at the cocoa farm? Cocoa farm and so no hwe na price the ekoya. Obesi sanadwin decide say okay they am call different way mu. Na cocoa ehunsunsanso na nya 1 year. Because cocoa gestation period on 3-4 years. But economic viable period you be say 7-8 years. Until the parcours decide say me try me cocoa egu na so nsunsanso na sisi 5-6 years then this people if you affected the next administration. But my point is that we've moved cocoa board no CBT no ahode a ewo ene niema a oye no eye etwam eye tete pa 1960 kind of arrangement.
We should relook at it.
That time no na person encouraging for no mo cocoa farming. and until Aban decided say me ankasa me control na prices now fluctuate bebre no money anya omoya nti me amisika no metu ya be 60% 70% mama no fertilizer mama no we etwem sa kind of arrangement no etwem do be cocoa board no omo employ ni pa be 10,000 15,000 for what me wa money cocoa farm wo be bia you understand? I think that there's a need for proper discussion in this matter, devoid of the ignorant for no moment dishonesty don't so membem yemfa omo ti industry that's it near industry beyond Ghana industry beyond Ghana once a baby why kono if so be anyhow.
Then you mentioned galamsey illegal mining na abe for cocoa for margin betimi asesa on komobodo which we know per some of our news items are pure joy in Adom TV. Actually, say cocoa for no by nego just to move into illegal mining because that's the easy way out of getting money. But in our quest, I shall say almost so under His Excellency another than Boadu, there was a lot of noise when the NDC was in opposition. They have power now. That power no manyano in fighting galamsey. Ujiri say atimi ayibi kakana because the president now says that it's a national emergency.
Mitie president Nanziana or your analysis via ahana na politics no F20 wait my yes now. We're here NDC the civil society organizations the churches the nyamanyina gu MPP so munyenja galanse even 2 weeks to elections. They were insisting, say, declare state of emergency. Say. Meanwhile, almost kasa so no. Na NDC for, and na masie catch almost say almost bar obobomo to galamsey no. You saw that recording that video in 2020 where I mean when they come out in the open to say so stop galamsey no. Almost ko almost ha. No man catch almost say almost the almost bar. There was a time towards 2008. At a month called Takwa. Okay, John said, look, gold, you know, nyame di ache. Into ono di oba, se castle hokra na gold wo be momotu. Into yeah say president, the presidency eto so to fight this. Yeah, mom ne aye ni babone. We don't win with them, we don't win with the public as well. Because you try say Brenner say. But because we have an opposition that in the outside and say different things, but when they go down there, so they galan say yes, no. Say and this if one buy you to me ya galan say my hotoyen. And they've shown it. Say buy gold board.
But say don't support illegality.
Supported them.
It doesn't support illegality.
What does it support? What does it support? Gold don't mean whatever. But gold is never told go down.
Are you sure say illegal gold miners supply?
Dear John Mama kind. John Mama say after they've won the elections, say almost stop galamsey now. Ebema gold supply no about form. That will lead in the loss of revenue. That is one thing I would say a national issue I am discussing. Secondly, galamsey provide a lot of jobs to the people.
A regulated one. It cannot be an unregulated.
You can't galamsey unregulated. You can't galamsey unregulated.
Do you think the president will subscribe to this?
Me see, there's a video to it. Me see or say, yeah, galamsey no. There are certain things we must think about. One, you can't say galamsey. Your gold, revenue from gold, no, esobete. 2, it provided employment. Say you can say galamsey na, and also omo livelihood depend on galamsey no, and also beba form. Because the consequences of omo anko sa galamsey no, na cocoa price no so ewo form a omo to me nko because labor price ewo form no. This is what the president said.
We are faced with the reality. Now the president says that it's a national emergency. What do we do to get ourselves out of this emergency? That should be a conversation now.
Conversation with who? They had all the solutions. The president didn't tell us, say, Galamsey ni my revenue. Time I know mu ye dede no. No. One can say, am I a revenue? One can say Jaya revenue enya from gold no ebeba form. Na Satan na ni real fee say provide employment. And have this is how almost form. But we are part of it. Reality check na baby. Our suggestions the bit bua ama ban so they should concede. That concession will not help. Why won't it help? That concession there be say at the point in time it is a better national discussion. National discussion they say am I a revenue? How do we manage it said that yen lose your revenue ni bebre? Nipa na obe manage no me nye adwuma o EPA, me nye adwuma o gold board, me nye adwuma o MIF. Me nye nti ono ante ne ho ase say illegal mining have broader effects on our environment, on our economy and all that. Me discussion me enko bia. So they must concede say they were dishonest, they were politically motivated in their arguments, and that this is nyina yeti ase near per solution. Say be create unemployment. What do we do? There are alternatives. There are lots of things on the table by providing alternative jobs and all that. To what extent does that commensurate or that level with the incomes they get? Because so be Galamsey now a day onya 200. Now be man alternative job now a month to be 1,500. You go back to Galamsey. So what do we do about that? What kind of alternative job are you be to be a creative now it to me abwa? Yes, dear. You be pay sika police for any soldier for a galam stop next no. They are the ones who benefit from this. They are the ones who benefit from this. Uncle Chinemba, Nana say Anna, Hanabisi so Okoji best 50 excavators. 42 or Kwabanakai.
Or said that I cut 7 or so.
The excavators are right.
On cancer.
A then.
Or say I cut 3 rather.
Now, my father said, yeah, it's over. So, what happened? Really? What happened?
And you're commander is so professional, and maybe a scene to bow in January.
And he said, Minister, and I see you, and I buy Echo CZ a day 42. Now, I did bet you know, I can't be insane. Say I can and right commander near there. So this near to the what company one day operation na 42 a car train. What about other operations? And she finds it's not courteous to come back and tell us, as a people say, I could see saying. Because, sir, government official, say my call akoye operations, my chief 42 excavators. I did bet you am no na katre. Na no report. No report. And one sema ye tete e wo ho no enya senke. But you see, enje the fault the moment unregulated area discretion bebre wo ho no uye nipa. The nipa involved will get corrupted in the process. That's why you can arrest 42 and within 24 hours cut 3. You understand? See, my honest view is that let us own up. My who say at the end of the told the other party also no na enya no credit because I know NDC for almost so Galamsey at that time I know boy so no because Galamsey adwuma nkofo ye before ye better power na nkofo those time kisimone Kate mone wutumi no we Galamsey dada adamwa nti ye ba power because ye wa aban mu nti no obeja akoye bibi foforo na adwuma na no be ye but an impression was created as though MPP for pede. Now it is hitting us. Reality has come home to roost. Until honor up, proper discussion about the whole thing.
Okay, so if you've just joined that, can you pay your that cigar no na afe no ye church for to ba the New Patriotic Party era John Boadu and ye twetwe nkomo. Just in my making kind we na afe yan ko try community ba komba. Ye bape na chese ye try nkomo may we zoom straight into the New Patriotic Party. And then you may wrap up with the Patriotic Party. There's a press release. Adjustment in public transport fares, effective Friday, 8 August 2025.
Dollar number form.
Adjustment in public transport fares, effective Friday, 8 August 2025.
Adjustment said to cost over form. But with the petrol price, a friend is saying, dollar number form.
In line with the administrative arrangement on public transport fares, the road transport operators have increased public transport fares by 20%.
20%.
To accommodate one for the non-corresponding reduction in spare parts, goods and services after the reduction of transport fares by 15% on 21st May 2025. To accommodate for the increase in operational cost after the introduction of 1 Ghana cedi per litre levy, about 8% increase in fuel cost. To accommodate for the increase in maintenance costs as a result of the deplorable roads across the country. The new fares take effect from Friday, 8 August 2025. The fares cover the following types of road transport operations: shared taxis, intracity trotro, intercity long distance, and haulage. We kindly request all commercial transport operators, companies, to comply with the new fares and post same at their loading terminals. We further request all operators, commuters, and the general public to cooperate for the successful implementation of the new fares. For and behalf of road transport operators, Emmanuel Ohene Yeboah, Alaji Tanko, Acting National Chairman for GPRT, and then Emmanuel Ohene Yeboah, General Secretary, GRTT. So that's it. If we eight of when the omudi nchiremu abade ntia saa ntumu na ko gina 20% en
ntumu bia se ye de nchiremu ba
enko biem okay ye kwaba well that's about the what to say. That's why we say a lot of your text messages by Abrewa MPP, a whole lot of text messages. Oh, you've confirmed that Obako chairmanship nana
no they do her.
Because all of them, my incoming chairman, and they're asking where you have been, and that's another question. Also, where have you been? Where have you been? And I'm surprised because all of them, baby,
but sometimes I don't person who are big.
Okay, so they appreciate seeing you this morning. Lots of them, because of time, I was here teaching the party, but brain a bit bedroom dear Sylvester Money Omaka, Ivy, Omaka, community text message, Baba. A mass is more active in politics. It's so beautiful. Remember, all of his thousands in the Sikos County Kosutra. So I said, Kosutra, star 2814. Say, hey, star 81 hash. Sorry. President, that's you know what? Star 281 hash. Now for option 4. Now for with the BBI trust. I'm pretty sure she know say, hey, the trap metro 1000. John Boadu, former General Secretary, former SIGA. Paying pa ana yene na twetwe enkomo wanum. So that is it. Transport dey no person can be kakra.
Oh, the mbesa me kan say reality na abano because
reality say we dey GRT for you.
Who's a price build up no who D levy wom. Na in the adant you know obi any hot 1 liter of petrol. What koto 1 liter da. Nja gallons na yeto. That then I two more I am calculating per gallon. Per gallon 4 cedis 50 pesos. 4 cedis 50 pesos per gallon. D levy and the account. You see we are here. We carry 2022
before
budget.
You proceed, did you get the explanation why 1 cedi in the buy?
I remember anti explanation yeah. What was the explanation?
Hey. Or being 40 cells, you can someone to tell no
that parliament don't debate. Almost debate more than 24 hours. No, me know the Ghana. In the young debate or parliament. Omo representing young Ghana for no. No be discussion na ye nyina ye hu no nchechemu ben na omde bre yen nchechemu ben na omde bre yen ade a ye passing less than 24 hours discussion ben na omo ye ojo mo see reason dem ma me reason na me
iba hu mo
Manti, got 24 hours. Less than 24 hours. A major tax like this. 4.5 Ghana cedis on 1 gallon. Gallon baku 4.5 cedis, you know. Discussion, you know, less than 6 hours. Say parliament, say your friend is saying 24-hour economy, MI. Until me say 24 hours, na meeting. Less than 8 hours. Yeah, this discuss is such a major issue. It will effect on all of us, no? Less than 6 hours. It's mommy reason. Reason whatever. I told you, sir, we were there. 2022 budget. Now, yeah, budget discussion. Now, you per se introduce you, BBT said de-levy. Now, you share the direct effects. On transport fares, any general prices of goods and services. Where are you? And yet 20% on transport fares. Once
there's an increase.
Bottom. It's a discussion. No? Near sure, say the 1 Ghana crowd to swa. Sika ebema yenyano was around 2 billion Ghana cedis. It will not compensate for the noise and the hardship that will come on Ghanaians. It is part of the mitigating factors. And they say, okay, so in order to lessen the burden of truck drivers, taxi drivers, you need to boost in fuel. So that will be running across to a shaman or Pamoto way. Hot the fuel. But eventually, Nehu said no. Saturday way no. Ghanaians don't deserve it. And I introduce you E11. E11 who say yes. Say introduce you even at 1 cedi krana. And we raising more than 6 billion Ghana cedis. As compared to 2 billion now, and then noise baby beba, ebema niema boy din and all that. E11 they said one call Sanis Kam obia obite.
Obi eni what you.
Ubetu atira ofie a ugwo be bia ubetumi aye oniema sisi akra as we speak now. Sika ye sene momo ayetua no. We almost pay the same now. We almost pay the same sisi a. O sene 1,000. O de bitoso. Inti sisi a no ye mom no ye hu dede a ma aban na luso MTN again. Oh, I dream bonia, ya wo memo ha.
The 100 be another 1 cedi count.
Na me say MTN ono your brony company no. Ono je 1 cedi no ya complaining. But buying 1 cedi in order not to increase petroleum prices. I be affect here no. NDC for the anima eye dedea ema edu create problems. Ema enu no omo buy omo yefio dey na omo dey aba the levy devil levy
Debbie Debbie Kenya well, this is not an introduction of any adebia oba na say there now devil levy dey
and na translate it show na monim say devil levy da
Debbie
sir
Debbie Mr. You see, you are a potential chairman for a potential government in waiting.
Listen to me.
So I don't subscribe to the devil levy here. If you disagree to that levy, it cannot be demonized.
Adia, a bit affect your pocket. In the midst of a lot of challenges, aye komu dada as Ghanaian people though. A idea can be expected say, can be thorough discussions. Need to be a provide alternatives. Emma effect, 20% increases here. Pass through effects, Now when your devil are where when your devil are
maybe that sensitivity, abai in
on him, abai bien sabi at 2 forcing, some could school are fine. Him say, Upa say na omo da yen. So oh, I 1 cedi on the liter. 1 liter. 4.5 Ghana cedis per gallon. Now the 4.5, assume me say a gallon for 15 Ghana cedis. Now the 4.5 comes straight away at 19.5. We are lucky so far because the cedi to the dollar no any so. Say yenti anye na move kakra. Obeku petroleum products prices for Ghana ha. Obeku the effect of that. And in most of these kind of levies, no, sir, devil levies, no. What you do with it is that what the sunset clause is special. Now I'm now vary per the exchange rates. Not just a kosura na sikana oje no ubete so kakra. Yes, sir, within a very short time, no. Ubeku de bekoso. So we've been here before. We have been here before. And my friends in the NDC, I know, say they are not comfortable. As I Randy, our church, friend is saying, Coco. Now, what church was and I will church who see say, they go see and say, move to move 4%. Asa, they all can roll over and
church there was a rollover. That rollover
there has been rollovers every year. Unima ignorance, you better say.
Or no, tear you manage not to know.
What here on us and back aside? I say now only names a rollover be or I say no him. Now I'm call offsite no go here. Now uni ejuma wo obi and I say na Coco Boadu no mo ye ejuma no sumo ana. When you wanted to speak to the prices of cocoa board of cocoa price per bag per ton. One analysis, unko hongo bisa. So never tell. It won't church you know. You go explain tire. You go explain tire because ignorance one, dishonesty two. Because at least you were seized with information enough. I also who say, 6,000 now see in Chiano. And 2 times the entire revenue that we pay to cocoa farmers. Okay. I believe strongly. There may be a time pa me know better how because it's like a replay of massive grand dishonesty that was pulled under the eyes of the people of this country. That's why we are where we are.
Okay, so you didn't come on probably at the appropriate time because you're brilliant, but getting into your party, is everything okay in your party?
Oh, everything cannot be okay, particularly when you've gone to an election that most of us felt we could win because of the massive developmental projects Nana Adom Akufo-Addo na buying within just 8 years. Sometimes you can't never a year crana, everyone say a year within 8 years. But social results never and bend your expectation. Obviously, Uncle Ye said a pen. You started reorganization as usual. You determined dates for presidential primaries. The hope is that they are almost pushing for early presidential primaries. You know, if we say 2023, you know, primaries, you know, Kasano do we almost nail ourselves as a party. Opposition had it easy because never a can't wear primaries, you know. We opposition on your campaign your research you only use those things that we said in our primaries to prosecute your campaign, and that was what happened. The Philly says in Tema a bema tension no above. That's what those who propose or support early way no and until a decision has been taken. I'm hoping say you be nomination no kakre bi na afa very soon no you be home. We campaign no ebe koso. Me gidi say rules and regulations ebe ba no. And you see we rules and regulations na sanctions are over to me apply anywhere.
But that's what's coming to this. There seems to be discipline in the party.
A major problem. But I would rather appeal to Omombe contest and say vehicle now mo jina so dia contest elections se mo win here. First of all, some nyina mo say mo independent am to win elections no. So you need the new patriotic party. All of them.
Omo independent.
Omo to win elections no. Until the vehicle new patriotic party no.
Esembu no.
Mo hia pa. Na mo hia dia. Mo kasa mo nyina no, o say mo ye sure say mo protect sa vehicle no. Anything I don't say make elections. Somebody kick about me no. Baby one come to me answer o. But me answer pe e be affecting the vehicle of the party. Because in near me yeah nipa bebre nim no. Na no ignorantly no mo can against me. Come to me defend me ho. Ah, only kwan fa so a 2016 yetumi nya your results yankasa within 24 hours. Only kwan fa so a 2020 within 7 hours. Near cry results. Other than 2024 yenya. Only kwan fa so ye. Unim. Nti obi accuse me an come to have mu. Na chere mu wie ye na e affect sa wo vehicle no na mfa so ben na wanya. O de obe win o. Bobe win e no. The ultimate is power.
Power sell vehicle.
No sell vehicle no. Nti we de mesre omo mpese omo contest ni nyina say. Sometimes some ni bia ya man kan na meboa. Sometimes some na opponent be ka kire o no. One so akuma mu. But that's why you want to lead. Some person will lead the atena fie. And obi a be ka and some because ade ayeye uhwe ni papa dasani na uhwe abrabo bebi Boadu na nsem a o ka kire o no. Why you go be the bibi be body trim. But for the sake of the vehicular, you wia eno na nyina ebe gina so. Na ye dey prosecute agenda na ntini. You best even if say sanctioning regime don't any very stronger. Yankasa nso ye restrain ye ho. Na ye ma campaign no enye a bit more civil than what we saw in 2023.
There are various schools of thought. Ejidi say one a bit deep party name no, and to me of a party and do closer to the promised land. In fact, worst performance, all of them should go. Other school of thought should say the tribal bit and the religious bit, was also the other school of thought say Isan say or query report, a year damning on a year Nanado Dan Kwakufuado and some other executives of our party, Mpensenpensenmu release. Ama the real solution to more how no be adding input aba. Then a stakeholder, be a stakeholder. When she a cameraman is stakeholder, boy a stakeholder. And the moment you hune kinkaneja emejeron to bam.
When you send you patriotic party organization. The organization to say Muhaya Bedroom Muhaya and now multimedia. Say Afibi wa ha Moboka and I'm
sanity.
Moboka the Benyabtre. If I say Moboka, I can't am a bonnet dear. Or some of the two because we're a publicly listed company. So let me tell. But we have Montana analysis of why Moboka.
A cash.
There more de chair.
Ye cash. Because then your strategy
this clearly answers this question about say report and also Full report and Dr. Hermes report and Kwesibotre report and we know Yemfantuja. Utu Yemfantuja because you were competitors. Just as almost more competitors.
Ekotoja also
Ekotoja no who say honey weakness loophole. Obebo ha kana mo boy no ma bo come more the following year and subsequent years. One share cry be collapse my business so that me until what normally is done is that a few people
protect it,
try work on it and make sure and that is what translated some parts in terms of operational effectiveness translated in the motions now, they call national delegation. And some part has been solved. There are other parts, to say operational activities, security, and all that. All those things will be worked on. Because I normally give specific example. There's this constituency or something for reports now. Now, only constituency for the casa. Into people man and sasso no account where you say Bakokra man and sasso or say sika ye de bre sika no do in our boy you sika ye de bre constituency no candidate no efa sika ne nyira no use sika no ono ne fan club nti wan fa sika na ma constituency for no polling station for and all that sadie we beto dwa onim say 2024 no sa candidate na yeso ofa sika ono anso na beda na ye candidate nti imagine say osafoma for report beto dwa Girl who's a candidate we we is it go be a candidate no ka campaign be na NDC for be ye eno ewi well choko na akwabi contest assembly them say oni obabi konya problem na so twa ne second say den ojina platform so na okasa no choko for no ujira no we yesi
Obichao.
No, yes. Oh, yeah, I got one contest video. So that is how it is. And they can't be on the what leadership no there. I know they say banching ya eja and a determine. Internal so no eja no nya me nkwa na me eja no here the broad masses of our people in terms of delegates and all that. And eduha and all discussions there. The
religious and the tribal aspect.
Well, yes or no? Yes, because frankly speaking, we as a party and myself, I felt that we could get more from particularly Zongo communities, the northern regions and all that. But sometimes, you know, Yanku Yadwene is different from the Yanku Pompese issue. Because it was just days before election. Na sa kusasi mampusi asemwe sorry. What can you do about it? And it was said that there was no way at that time anybody could do anything. So it was unfortunate. To me affected, which is okay. We cannot gloss over it. Whoever becomes the candidate, we need to do a lot. At least for now, the Kusasis and the Mampusis have seen the real causes of this problem.
They've not seen anything. It's a national emergency.
It's a national.
You are a senior person in this country. So let us be mindful and cautious how we run our commentaries about this Boku incident.
Now, my friend,
they've not seen any real signs.
Basic Kusasis and Mampusis, they have now seen, say, any invisible hands be and manipulative be. If that is what they thought, particularly when the president, then in opposition, said boldly,
roll it for me.
Said boldly,
you come and rap.
Said boldly, the NDC will peace.
Okay, so Mamen counted down. Your candidate, it's been ignored. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is the winner for today. 0248 017 star 0248 017 star. When we in Kunim Siko, dial 2 star 281 hash option 4. And what you did in Kunim Sikano, it'll be more wrap up for us.
So it affects here. No two ways about it. And Juma as a party, I will say, whoever becomes our candidate, there's more work to be done in that direction. Apart from that, I think that so far, the real work and Kasa every year after presidential elections.
Okay.
Where I best start the polling station. I think that the party, even though a union do, there must be massive arrangement towards that. That is the real reorganization of the party. You understand? And it is the most difficult aspect of the reorganization.
Our next conversation will be centered on the diasporan people, also how you pay attention to them and their input. And Medas in general. And how can be Medas?
I'm more concerned. Sisiano.
Ranking member,
ranking says Sisiano. Branch executives in the presidential election.
Okay.
Branch executives are expanding.
Okay.
And my branch executive. There were a few ones that are not almost about chapter executive. Unfortunately, it did not find expression yet. But BBI is on the table.
Okay.
This ABI ranking will be before Friday. We can address.
So
but
general,
I think,
that's it.
Generally, better nyame for where how far we've come. But me gidi say within a very short time in Nema ye de toto MPP so no. Nema ye kika fa na do. In some cases some of them were right because it is not just the provision of physical infrastructure nepe. Edu baby them say who said na do na fe ade dey afro no. Edu baby a primitive question o say omo to amunja you understand. Those things edu baby ana pressure no. And people don't take it lightly at all.
Yeah.
But in terms of ensuring, say, mandate, I tell people, Nanado is unfortunate. Say now, onumo abe se oyeni papone. The kind of hard work you go to cabinet every 2 weeks. Here, cabinet meeting. There's no president ever in the history of this country. What's none ne toso and I 190 to send another. Unfortunately, the output did not reflect the kind of hard work out.
Former General Secretary,
say,
Patriotic Party, former boss, Siga, and Darcy Baby. Remember, I know see Bibia, posterity the Bejaji, yet, you mean the Bejaji. It's here that I see. But it's a happy birthday, 50th one from your husband, Kevin, and children, Nanaya, Papaya, and Erifua, and Dr. Kofi Yanks, CSI, RBRI. I say happy 50th birthday to Mrs. Yvonne Educhum Ofosu, wife of Reverend Dr. Kevin Educhum Ofosu, head, Human Anatomy Department, University of Ghana Medical School. On that note, have the best of the day. It's always a pleasure having you, General. Now, me Kosobra more. They have such conversations.
Next time, me person the chairman.
Chairman in waiting.
One thing you get from me is that whether chairman, secretary, or organizer, making sure say we spiritedly discuss issues, it won't go away.
That's it. Perfect.
It won't go away.
That's it. Chairman in waiting. John Boadu and in electrician come on. But that's it. Man can come with text, but Dodo excited to have him back on our screens. Yes, share Damasi. Onyame the chair under the auspices of Priscilla, Vodafone, and Welbeck Kofi and Pedu. The entire team, camera, sound, lighting, stage will be BBRC.